advisor and success mentor to online business owners who desire to grow and scale their businesses using their soul design. For over 25 years, I've helped thousands of business owners just like you figure out how to use their soul design to grow their businesses, to create abundance. And in today's training, I'm going to show you some really interesting things about marketing, about how, where, and when to market to get the best results with the least amount of effort, regardless of what industry you're in, what the heck your competitors are doing, constantly marketing 24/7 on social media, and even when the economy is fluctuating. These are my go-to strategies that I teach my clients to use to get results consistently. So we're going to start with how to market. And this is the $1 million question, right? How, Emma, do I get the result that I desire to have in my business? If only someone would tell me how, then the stars would align and everything would work itself out. And that's a valid question, right? That's coming from our brain. That's our ego wanting to know, how do I get the result that I want? So the framework that I want to present here to you all today is that 90% of your success is always going to come from energy, your energetics. And then 10% of your success is going to come from actual execution. So we are going to get to that execution piece here in just a minute. But let me do a little bit of framework around what I mean by that 90% of your success is energetics, is your energy. And then we're going to scratch your how itch, right? So when you have a desire for an outcome, so maybe it's a desire for a certain sales goal this month. Maybe you want to make 10, 20, 50, 100,000 this month. And you're not quite sure how that's going to make itself manifest. You can't quite see yet how that's all going to play out. That's actually a good thing if you can't quite see it, because that doesn't matter. The first thing that doesn't matter is the how. The first thing that matters is that you are in a 100% powerful decision that you are going to achieve this goal, right? Before you figure out the how, you want to be in a 100% decision. So a decision that is fully embodied. So an example of that is, it's so embodied, there's no other available option. And we do this unconsciously all the time. When we wake up in the morning, we expect that the sun's going to be out. When we go to turn the doorknob of a door that's unlocked, we expect it to open, right? So that level of decision, that level of clarity of, this is what I'm doing, no matter what, there's no other available possible outcome, is the first step. So you've got to decide. And then the second step is to be in that expectation, to be in that energy of course, this is going to work because I made the decision. Of course it's going to work. I give the example all the time of when we found this house that we're currently living in and decided to buy it in a very short amount of time, gut it down to the studs, double the size, and turn it from this 1978 yellow Cape Cod house into a black modern home. It was a very short time period. We had to do this all in, it was under 8 months before we needed to move in. And the money, when we first decided to buy this house, was not in the bank account, right? But we made a very powerful decision that this was absolutely 100% the right home and our forever home. And that, of course, because we decided, because this is what we wanted, and we were both very, very clear on it, that of course the money was going to show up, right? Of course the how was going to make itself manifest. And that our job collectively, my husband and I, was to stay in that 100% decision that there is no other available option, and in expectation that, of course, because we made the decision, things would work out. And the result is 8 months later, hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash later to renovate the house, we moved in. right? I didn't know the how when we first saw the house. I didn't know the how when I signed the mortgage papers. I didn't know the how when we hired the contractor. I didn't know the how for most of that 8-month period, but I was in decision and I was in expectation. So that's what I mean by those two things. You've got to powerfully step into decision and expectation before you can start to see glimpses of the how. Okay, so let's talk about how to do that 10% execution, how to do the how. And this is where your soul design is super, super helpful, because it doesn't matter what's going on in your industry. It doesn't matter what the marketing gurus are telling you. It doesn't matter what's happening with the economy. It doesn't matter what your competitors are doing. None of that matters when you can rely on your soul design to help you understand how to execute on your desire, on your goal. So let me give you a couple of examples of how to market using your soul design, because this is the shortcut that you need in order to get consistent results. Anytime you're offering a new program or product, anytime you're going into a marketing launch, anytime you're starting a new year with big sales goals, you want to be able to rely on the foundation of your soul design to help you get the best results with the least amount of effort. So I'm going to give you 4 examples of how this can play out. So one of the energies that I lead with in my soul design is that of divine love. So what that means is that when people see me and feel me and hear me, they're more likely to buy from me because they feel that heart-to-heart connection. They can feel my love for them, my compassion for them, that I want what's best for them. They feel deeply heard and seen. So for someone who leads with my type of energy, the divine love energy, video and speaking engagements are really critical because they allow my audience to interact with me. That's not true for every type of energy. It works very effectively for that type of energy. So another example is there are some of us who are designed in our business to offer high ticket programs, right? So we're designed to work with a narrow niche of people in a high touch way. We're not here to serve thousands of people. There are business owners who have the soul design of serving thousands of people in a variety of ways, in a variety of price points. But for those of us who are exclusive, we've really got to make sure that we are selling exclusive offerings, and that this might sound a little weird, we're actually really making sure in our marketing messaging to exclude the people who are not aligned to our offers. So we actually want to message in such a way that it becomes a turn off to our non-ideal clients. So you've got to know whether or not you are in your soul design exclusive or not, because not everybody is, right? This theory that everyone can sell high ticket and everyone can make $100,000 offers, that's not actually true. That's not true for everyone's soul design. Okay, the third example is for people who lead with the energy of divine creation. So when you lead with that energy, it's very practical, hands-on, let me help you get a new 3D result. All right, so you'll see a lot of people in fitness or in finance or in real estate lead with this kind of energy. And for that kind of energy, it's all about very tangible, specific outcomes. So testimonials and case studies are super, super helpful in marketing for someone who leads with that kind of energy. And then the fourth example has to do with your audience, whether or not you're here to serve people who are similar to you, who have been through a similar journey to you, who are like you, or if you're here to serve people who are really not at all like you, who are in contrast to you. And again, that has to do with your marketing. So if you're here to serve people who are similar to you, your messaging needs to be about your journey and what you overcame, because your ideal audience is going to relate to that. If you're serving people in contrast, people who are not like you at all, they don't need to know about your journey. They need to know about how you can help them get the result that they want. Right? So those are 4 examples of how to start to approach the execution of your marketing. Okay, next we're going to talk about where to market. So this is the second teaching point for today. The first thing that I want to say to you all is market where you shine. Market where you get to show up fully as who you are in your genius and a platform that makes sense to you, that feels good to you. Having said that, when you're doing marketing, there's a huge learning curve, especially for online business owners, right? We've got to master the technology. We've got to be comfortable, just like I'm doing right now, speaking in front of a live audience or speaking in front of a camera, right? We've got to get used to doing a lot of things that we don't have to do when we're face to face with people. So I'm speaking to those of you who have figured out the technology of how to market, who are marketing and selling successfully, and you want to ramp it up a notch, right? You want to get even better at consistent results with your marketing. Again, regardless of what your industry is doing, what your competitors doing, what the economy is doing. So you want to market where you shine. And for me, again, leading with that energy of divine love, when I can speak to you and interact with you, and you can see me and feel me, and I can see you and feel you, even if it's through video, that is going to have a profound effect. That this feels as natural to me as breathing, right? Once I master the technology, it's no big deal. So I know that this is a fabulous aligned marketing platform for me. There are other people who don't want to be chained to their computers or social media or whatever. They lead with that energy of divine freedom. They want to be able to do business when they want to do business, how they want to do business, where they want to do business. They don't want to be confined to having to show up at a certain place and time. When you lead with that energy of freedom, something like an automated webinar is going to be freaking fantastic for you because you can record it when you want, you can upload it, you can turn it into an evergreen webinar, and it can run on its own, and you can be doing whatever you want to be doing in the meantime. For someone who leads with the energy of divine order, so you're really good at helping people figure out the steps to the result that they want. You know, you're great at taking this elusive concept of how do I make $100,000 this month and breaking it into 5 easy steps. For someone like you, if you lead with that energy, you want to look at things like live challenges and ways where you have that platform to teach and to get feedback from your audience about how they're receiving your teaching. And then finally, for someone who leads with the energy of divine truth, and this is really interesting when it comes to marketing. So people who lead with the energy of divine truth are, they don't BS you, right? They just kind of tell you what, like it is. They'll tell you what's really going on, and you either want to buy it or you don't want to buy it, right? And so for people who lead with that kind of energy, it's tricky because they don't want to do a lot of wooing. They don't want to do a lot of get to know you during the marketing and the sales process. They just want to say, this is what I have. Do you want it or not? And so if you lead with that energy, doing something like a diagnostic call where you can help someone accurately diagnose what their problem is and whether or not they need your solution is going to be a really, really good fit. So those are some pointers around where to market based on your soul design. And then the third teaching for today is around when to market, right? So there's a lot of pressure these days, especially with social media, to market all the time, to post 3 times a day on Facebook and Instagram and Threads and TikTok and YouTube and all of the platforms, right? So really being clear about giving yourself to permission to market when you are in the flow, when you're feeling that turn on. Because if you're marketing out of obligation, if you're marketing out of, okay, it's 10 a.m. on a Tuesday and therefore I've scheduled this time to go live, even though I don't feel like it, even though I didn't sleep well, even though my kids are acting up, whatever, it's not going to have the same type of impact as when you market from a place of really being tuned in and turned on to your audience. So when I'm in the flow with messaging, for example, because I do the majority of the email copywriting in my business, and I also develop these trainings. When I'm in the flow, I will batch write content, sometimes for 2 or 4 weeks out, right? Because when I'm in the flow, it's easy for me to create and develop content. When I'm not in the flow, it's like friggin' pulling teeth. And I've learned over decades to not push it, to not force myself to be creative, to be inspirational when I'm not in the zone. So really paying attention to your energy is critical. So the other thing around that is there are different components of marketing. So there's writing the content, there's delivering the content here, for example, and then there's the technology of getting the emails out, getting the videos uploaded and out, all of the kind of back end systems. And again, I've learned over the years that those technical parts drive me bonkers and they drag my energy down. So my team handles those things because I don't want my depleted energy to be impacting the marketing that comes out of my company. So sometimes I will pre-record live trainings. Sometimes I deliver them live. It's all about what's going on with my energy, how things are feeling to me. And I trust that because I've seen, again, over decades, that there's a significant difference between when I send out a marketing message from a place of joy and inspiration and possibility versus when I send out a marketing message from a place of it's Tuesday at 10 a.m. and I told myself I would do this, right? Can you feel the difference there? And then the last thing I want to say about where to market is that it's really important to market how you like to be marketed to, right? What causes you to buy from someone else? How did they market their services? What was that process that they had you go through that had you raise your hand and say, heck yes, I need this? So pay attention to that. All right, if you all are realizing that you've got an issue with your marketing, if you're not sure how your soul design is working, if you're looking for how to get the best results with your marketing with the least amount of effort consistently, regardless of the industry or your colleagues or the economy, I've got 3 ways to help you right now. The first is my business energetic assessment. So this is a diagnosis to identify the top alignment issues in 6 areas of your business, including marketing, sales, offers, clients, systems, and team. So I'm going to show you what's going on in your business that's not in alignment with your soul design, and I'm going to make specific recommendations of action steps to take to get your business into alignment with your soul design. It includes a private companion call with me. So it's really a super cool way to quickly get your business into alignment. The second opportunity is my alignment 30-day intensive. So this aligns your front door offer, the first thing you're selling to people, the marketing messaging for that offer, and then we actually implement an easy to implement marketing strategy that has you monetizing that front door offer within 30 days. So if you're getting a lot of objections to your front door offer right now, like I can't afford it and now's not the right time, that's an indicator that there's something missing. There's something out of alignment with your front door offer. So it's time to really get that tweaked. And then we're going to figure out your unique soul design. I'm going to tell you what that is and how to apply that in your marketing messaging and in your marketing strategy to get better results. And then the third opportunity is a VIP day with me, either here in Asheville, North Carolina, or in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'll be there for the month of October. So in that one day, we're going to align your entire offer funnel for 2024. We're going to do targeted messaging for each of your offers, and we're also going to map out an entire marketing strategy for you for next year. So by the end of the day, you're going to know exactly what you need to focus on when it comes to your offers and your marketing for 2024. And there's a virtual option as well if you don't feel like traveling, right? So for those 3 opportunities, go to emmachurchman.com/work with me to get started. All right, you all, many blessings to you, and bye for now.